Everyone, this is Sam Create the Heart, and I'm back with, I think this is number 4 in my series. Like, actually, it's video number 4, part 2, because part 1 was using stencils to make sea, ocean, beach type backgrounds, and part 2 is stamping. So I have so far 2 videos for each part. So this one is the second video in the stamping, using stamps to make sea and ocean backgrounds. Okay, so the first stamp that I used in the previous video was a wonderful stamp from Tailored Expressions. I hope that you guys go back and watch that one because it's a fun one. So I'm trying to think what I have. I think I used for this, I used these 2, which are from Pink and Maine. I got them in the subscription box. They do a box a month, but then these are available just in their shop. So this is the Coral Reef dies, and they're kind of an in thing right now. A lot of companies are doing variations. This one's pretty complete because it also includes sort of portions where you can kind of make the bottom, like the bottom of the ocean. It's got rocks as well as different types of coral. So there's just a lot here, a ton here actually. And then this one is an ocean animals die, and so this will pop up as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm using 2 stamp sets to kind of complete this one. And you know, there's a lot of different ways you can use stamp sets to make whatever you want, but in this case I'm using the ocean currents background from My Favorite Things. I've had it for a while. It's the first time I've used it. So let's go into the different cards that I have made with it. So first of all, I'm using, the way that I used this one was I white embossed it, and then I inked Distress ink over it. And then I splashed it with some white watercolor paint. And it gives a very oceany look. And then I've got my little critters, which all come from those 2 stamp die sets from Pink and Maine. So, you know, so this also, I mean, having, you know, ocean sort of themed things to go in your ocean background also help as well. So here we go. I've got the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to kind of stack them is what I'm going to do for this, and then we'll kind of place all the other little guys all around so you can kind of get that look of an ocean. And I used a lot of paper that was left over from various from various other like retreats that I did. So that's what a lot of this paper is from, just trying to kind of use up what I have lying around my desk, and there's a lot lying around my desk. So I'm going to go ahead and you know, and there's lots of different ways that you can you know, place your coral, and you know, lots of different ways. But the next videos that I'm going to do after the stamps, which is, this is the last stamp one, is I'm going to do dies. So I'm going to show you some different, you know, dies that can make these types of backgrounds. All right, so I've got that. Oops, it's like sticking to me. Okay, let's go with that. It's totally fine. And I'm going to put this starfish over the bottom there. That's kind of what I'm going to do. And then let me decide. I've got my shark. Got my little guys here. And I think this is what I'm going to do. Kind of like that. So some of these are on foam and some of them are flat. And so it's just a matter of placing them wherever you would like. Now, you know, there are pieces of these little sea animals that you can layer, but you also could just, you know, ink blend your own color combinations if you'd like, which I've seen people do with this. Now, I had just paper sitting out, so I kind of really wanted to use it. Oh, I've got my jellyfish. Let's find a place for my jellyfish. I just want my fish to be facing the right way. All right, so I've got my jellyfish. I think I'm going to put the jellyfish, let's see, this is going to go right across here. I'm going to kind of sink that down a little bit. It's a very tight. I probably try to fit a lot of things in this one. And there we go. Let me do my octopus. All right, so here we go, right here. So, oops, let's do this one. I'm glad we're in the same school. And then this sentiment is from a My Favorite Things stamp set. Here we go. So card number 1. So moving on to the next one. And this one is using all those different little C pieces, as well as a stamp set, which I don't think I have with me right here. But this was a stamp set from La La Land Crafts. And I want to say it was a stamp of the month. Or not stamp of the month. It was the club kit of the month, I think. But I love it. So this one right here, I embossed in silver on navy cardstock using that My Favorite Things stamp set, and then I splashed some white paint. So I really am enjoying that. And then I've got this like, so I think I'm just going to layer these pieces. And really, there's no wrong way to layer these. It's just kind of ocean floor sort of stuff. This is, I'm going to put this here. And these are amazing dies because you can really create a really great ocean scene using these. And I'll go ahead and do this. So, and some of this is going to be covered up, not too concerned. And then this is like an interesting one. So this is like a 2-piece kind of situation. Kind of fits like that. And so I just did 2 different colors of green. My fingers are sticky from that last project. Apparently I got some glue on there. And my Marcy, my diving Marcy, I colored with Copics, and I used my white gel pen to create a pattern on her swimsuit. And also I put some dots on her hair to kind of give that like water droplets, I guess, kind of look. So there we go. And then I've got her right here, and then I'm going to put this next to her. And I think she came out very cute. And she's also on foam. So yeah, you can make designs with your white gel pen when you color on with your Copics. And so I just did a very simple design, just some lines. And like I said, just some dots in her hair. Okay, so there you go, card number 2. And now we're on to the last card using that stamp set. And this one is using a really, really fun stamp set from My Favorite Things. It's called Island Celebrations. I've had this for a while and I've been wanting to use it. So with this one, what I did was what did I do? Okay, so what I did with this one is I just went ahead and I did some ink blending, and then I stamped that stamp set with a darker blue on top. And then just, you can see my first one didn't come out very good. On colored cardstock. So yeah, so I used like one dark teal. This is like all colored cardstock. So what I did was I stamped it with the teal kind of ink. That's what's happening. With the teal ink. And then I just did some darker ink blending around the edges because it's like blue cardstock, and then sprinkled the white watercolor on top. And that's it. So super simple. And these are all colored with my Copics, and I used the dies to cut them out. And I'm gonna be using the stamp set again. I just absolutely loved it when I bought it, and then I just didn't have time to use it, and that's got to stop. So got this cute surfboard, and it's just so stinking adorable. So there we go. And then we've got our little crab and a little drink. And the little octopus is going to be out plain. And then I've got the sentiment. So the sentiment I stamped and then I die cut with a sort of a strips die set from La La Land Crafts that's kind of designed for sentiments. And there you go. How cute. So those are those three with that stamp set. Now we're on to this one, which is called Here Fishy Fishy. And my second card is going to use this stamp set. But this one is like a fishy background stamp. So what I did with this one is I white embossed it, and then I ink blended over it, and then I cut it in half in order to get 2 cards. Okay, and I think I want to do like this. I think is what I'm going to do. I think it's like this. Something like this. Is that what I'm going to do? Okay, so it's like I'm going to do something like this. So I'm just kind of talking to myself, like trying to figure out what did I design. So I'm just going to mess around with it, and we're going to just make something. So this was a very easy one. This is a stamp set, a background stamp set from La La Land Crafts, and all I did was just emboss in white, and then I just ink blended right over. And when you do that, then the pattern pops up, and it's kind of very subtle. Now this one I just used some distress sprays in a like brown color that I had in my stash, It might be that new color. And then this was a piece that got kind of trimmed off, and no scrap left behind in my world. So it's just gonna go kind of here. And then I just have some little coral pieces and things that I'm gonna put at the bottom of the ocean. So instead of this being a beach, this is gonna be kind of like the bottom of the ocean, which is like a sand situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all of this down. And just a little bit of a different sort of take on it. This rock. So I've been having so much fun doing these scenes, and I don't know what I'm going to do after. Actually, I do know. I've got to do my Pink Fresh Studio foiling and better press kit. I got to do that before I get behind. Okay, so I'm going to do it kind of like that. And this is going to be kind of like this, and that I think is what I'm going to do. Something different. And so just a different take on what you can do with these, what do you call these? Background steps. And I didn't cover the whole thing because I want you to be able to kind of see that background stamp. Okay, so there you go. Kind of fun. And on to the last one. So this one I think is really fun. So I've got my fishies are now going to be at the bottom. And then this craft or this chocolate kind of color piece just hit with some gold paint. It's watercolor actually, not paint. And okay, so now I've got my La La Land Crafts little duck is fishing. And I put that like this. And then I've got my fish, and my fish is actually from My Favorite Things. The fish like that. And then this piece is a piece that's left over from a project I'm going to be sharing soon when I get to the paper section, because I'm going to be using the what do you call it, the easy cutting die from the Not Too Shabby Shop. This is a leftover piece that I stamped the sentiment, and there you go. So some different ways that you can make sea backgrounds. So we have this one using the La La Land Crafts background stamp, and then this one is using the ocean currents from My Favorite Things. I made this one and this one and this one. So they all look a little bit different. Really fun to make. Thank you for watching. This is Cindy with Crane with the Heart.